Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're thinking about your career and how to future-proof it, or maybe you're just looking for a way to significantly increase your income, then you've come to the right place. In this video, we're going to break down the top 10 most in-demand high-income skills for 2025. These aren't just skills that will get you a job. These are skills that can fundamentally change your earning potential and open doors to opportunities you might not have even considered. They offer a unique blend of financial reward and a genuine competitive edge in the modern workplace. So, how did I come up with this list? Well, it's not just pulled out of thin air. I've spent a lot of time digging into current market trends, analyzing reports from places like LinkedIn and the World Economic Forum, and looking at where the big investments in technology and business are heading. This list is a synthesis of that research, designed to give you a clear and actionable roadmap. We're looking at the skills that companies are not just hiring for now, but are projected to need desperately in the coming years, meaning they're willing to pay a premium for talent. My goal with this video is to give you more than just a list. We'll explore what each skill actually entails, why it's so valuable, and how you can start your learning journey, even if you're a complete beginner. By the end, you'll have a much better idea of which path might be the right one for you to pursue for a more prosperous and fulfilling career. So grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's dive into the skills that will be shaping the future of work. Kicking things off at number 1, we have data science and analytics. In today's world, data is often called the new oil, and for good reason. Every single day, companies are collecting enormous amounts of information, from customer behavior and market trends to operational efficiencies, but all that data is pretty much useless unless there's someone who can make sense of it. That's where data scientists come in. They are the translators, the storytellers who turn raw numbers into actionable insights that drive major business decisions. They help companies understand what's working, what isn't, and where the next big opportunity lies. You don't need to become a PhD-level statistician to benefit from this, by the way. Having a foundational knowledge of data analysis is becoming valuable for professionals in almost any field, whether you're in marketing, finance, or even human resources. Understanding how to interpret data, use tools like SQL or even advanced Excel, and present your findings can make you an indispensable part of your team. It's a skill that signals you're not just guessing, you're making strategic, evidence-based recommendations, and that's incredibly powerful for career growth. Next up, and this one should come as no surprise, is artificial intelligence and machine learning. AI is no longer something out of a sci-fi movie. It's here and it's fundamentally reshaping entire industries. From the recommendation algorithms on Netflix and Spotify to the AI-powered tools that help doctors diagnose diseases, its impact is massive and growing exponentially. Companies are scrambling to integrate AI into their products and operations to stay competitive, create efficiencies, and offer more personalized experiences to their customers. This has created a massive demand for people who actually understand how it works. For you, this means that having a grasp of AI principles is becoming less of a niche specialty and more of a core business competency. You don't necessarily have to be the one building the complex algorithms from scratch. Even understanding the capabilities and limitations of AI and being able to identify opportunities where it can be applied is a hugely valuable skill. For anyone in a strategic role, from a manager to a founder, knowing how to leverage AI is essential for planning for the future and maintaining a competitive edge in the market. At number 3, we have a skill that's all about protection: cybersecurity. As our lives and businesses become more and more digital, our vulnerability to cyber threats increases dramatically. We hear about data breaches, ransomware attacks, and online scams in the news almost every day. For companies, a single security lapse can be catastrophic, leading to huge financial losses, reputational damage, and legal trouble. This has created an urgent and ever-growing need for cybersecurity experts who can build and maintain digital fortresses to protect sensitive information. The demand for cybersecurity professionals far outstrips the supply, which is fantastic news if you're considering this field. It's a classic supply and demand scenario that drives salaries way up. Roles range from ethical hackers who test systems for weaknesses, to security analysts who monitor networks for threats, to chief information security officers who set the overall security strategy for an entire organization. If you enjoy problem solving, have an analytical mind, and want a career with a real sense of purpose and excellent financial rewards, cybersecurity is an incredible option to explore. Skill number 4 is cloud computing. So just think about it for a second. Most of the apps and services we use every day, whether it's Google Drive, Dropbox, Netflix, or Slack, they aren't actually stored on our personal devices. They live in the cloud. Over the past few years, businesses have been moving their infrastructure, software, and data to cloud platforms like Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. And why is that? Well, it's because cloud computing is way more scalable, flexible, and honestly, usually more cost-effective than trying to maintain physical servers on site. This huge migration to the cloud has created a massive demand for folks who know how to design, build, and manage these cloud-based systems. It's not just some passing trend, it's really become the new standard for how companies operate. That's why roles like cloud architect, cloud engineer, and DevOps engineer are not only super in demand, but also some of the most lucrative jobs in tech right now. These professionals are the ones building the digital infrastructure that powers our modern economy. And hey, even if you're not a hardcore tech expert, getting certified in a major cloud platform like AWS can seriously boost your resume and open up a bunch of new career opportunities. It shows employers that you really get the foundational technology that modern business runs on. At number 5, right at the halfway mark, is digital marketing. You know, back in the day, companies used to reach their customers through things like TV ads, billboards, and print magazines. But now, the fight for attention is happening online. Whether it's social media, search engines, email, or content, businesses have to meet their customers where they actually spend their time, and that's on the internet. Digital marketing is both an art and a science when it comes to doing just that. It's all about understanding the digital landscape and using the right tools and strategies to build a brand, attract customers, and drive sales in a world that's more crowded than ever. What makes digital marketing such a high-income skill is that it's directly tied to a company's revenue. A great digital marketer can clearly increase leads, sales, and customer loyalty, which makes them super valuable to any business. Plus, the field is really broad with tons of different ways to specialize. You could focus on search engine optimization, get really good at pay-per-click advertising on platforms like Google or Facebook, become a content strategist, or dive into email marketing automation. Marketers who can actually deliver measurable results are well compensated, with top performers earning high salaries and having a real say in business strategy. Number 6 on our list is a true classic in the tech space: software development. Honestly, it feels like this skill has made it onto every in-demand list for the past 10 years, and for good reason. Software is, well, kind of eating the world right now. Every industry you can think of, whether it's healthcare, finance, entertainment, or even agriculture, relies on software to operate and innovate. That means there's a constant and steady demand for people who can actually write the code that powers the apps, websites, and systems we all use every day. The need for talented developers just isn't going away anytime soon. One of the coolest things about software development is how versatile it is. Once you learn the basics of coding and logical problem solving, you can pretty much apply those skills anywhere. You might be building mobile apps for a startup, developing enterprise software for a huge corporation, creating video games, or even working on cutting-edge AI systems. Sure, the programming language or framework might change, but the core skill is super transferable. This versatility, combined with the ongoing high demand, makes software development one of the most stable and high-paying career paths out there. Alright, moving on to number 7, we have a skill that honestly sits right at the intersection of business, technology, and user experience: product management. If software developers are the ones building the house, then the product manager is, well, the architect who designs the blueprint and makes sure it actually meets the owner's needs. Product managers are responsible for a product's success from start to finish. They conduct market research to identify customer problems, define the vision and strategy for the product, prioritize which features to build, and work really closely with engineering, marketing, and sales teams to actually bring it to life. This role is often described as being the CEO of the product, and that's why it comes with such competitive compensation. Product managers have a huge impact on a company's direction and bottom line. They're the ones who drive innovation and make sure the company is building things that people actually want and are willing to pay for. It's definitely a challenging role that requires a unique blend of strategic thinking, communication skills, and technical literacy, but for those who excel at it, the career progression and financial rewards are, honestly, exceptional. At number 8, we have the creative and highly analytical skill of UX/UI design. UX stands for user experience and UI stands for user interface. In simple terms, UI is about how a product looks, the buttons, the colors, the typography. UX, on the other hand, is about how the product feels and how easy and enjoyable it is to use. You can have the most powerful software in the world, but if it's confusing and frustrating to navigate, nobody will use it. That's why great design is no longer a nice-to-have. It's a critical component of any successful digital product. Companies like Apple have shown the world that superior design can be a massive competitive advantage, and now everyone is trying to catch up. This has created a surge in demand for talented UX/UI designers who can create products that are not only beautiful, but also intuitive and user-friendly. They conduct user research, create wireframes and prototypes, and constantly test and iterate to make the user's journey as smooth as possible. Because of their direct impact on customer satisfaction and product adoption, skilled designers are highly sought after and well compensated. Nearing the end of our list, at number 9, we have a skill that's still emerging but has massive potential: blockchain technology. Most people associate blockchain with cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum, but the underlying technology has applications that go far beyond digital money. At its core, a blockchain is a secure, decentralized, and transparent way to record transactions and manage data. This has huge implications for industries like finance, supply chain management, healthcare, and even voting systems, where trust and security are paramount. While the field is still relatively new, that's exactly where the opportunity lies. There's a significant shortage of people who truly understand how to develop and implement blockchain solutions. This scarcity of talent means that companies are willing to pay a premium for blockchain developers, architects, and consultants. Getting into this field now is like getting into web development in the late 90s. It's a chance to be on the ground floor of a potentially revolutionary technology, offering not just high-income potential but also the excitement of working on the cutting edge. And finally, at number 10, we have a skill that is fundamental to every single business on the planet: sales leadership. No matter how incredible your product or service is, a company can't survive if it can't sell it. Sales is the engine that drives revenue, and sales leaders are the ones who build, train, and motivate the teams that run that engine. This isn't just about being a good salesperson yourself, it's about being a great manager, strategist, and mentor who can create a culture of success and consistently hit ambitious revenue targets. The income potential in sales leadership is virtually uncapped. Compensation is heavily tied to performance, often with a base salary plus significant commissions and bonuses based on the team's results. A great sales leader who can build a high-performing team is one of the most valuable assets a company can have, and they are paid accordingly. This skill requires emotional intelligence, strategic planning, and an incredible amount of resilience. But for those who have the drive and the ability to lead, it remains one of the most direct paths to a very high income. So there you have it, the top 10 high-income skills to focus on for 2025 and beyond. We've covered a lot, from the deeply technical fields of AI and blockchain, to the more people-focused roles in sales leadership and product management. My hope is that this list has sparked some ideas and given you a clearer picture of where the opportunities lie. The key now is to not just be a passive consumer of this information, but to think actively about how it applies to you. Which of these skills genuinely excites you? Which one plays to your natural strengths and interests? The next step is to take action, even if it's a small one. You don't have to quit your job tomorrow and enroll in a 6-month boot camp. Start by exploring one of these fields more deeply. Watch more YouTube videos, read articles, or maybe try a free introductory course on a platform like Coursera or edX. A great practical step is to identify one skill and dedicate just 30 minutes a day to learning about it. This small commitment can build incredible momentum over time and help you figure out if it's the right path for you before making a bigger investment. Ultimately, investing in yourself and your skills is the single best investment you can make for your future. The world is changing fast, but by being proactive and strategic about your learning, you can not only keep up but thrive. Let me know in the comments below which skill you're most interested in exploring. I'd love to hear about your plans. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.